Alright, so it's been almost a week since I finished up this PC build of mine, and I have to say she's really running like a dream. Now, first of all, the few reasons why I decided on embarking on this build was because one, I decided to upgrade from the old Aftershock laptop that I've been using for at least the past 4 years. In terms of work, she's still working perfectly fine, but in terms of gaming, I think she's starting to show a bit of her age. So that's why I thought it was about time to upgrade. And second of all was since we are kind of all stuck in this stay-home situation with COVID, so I thought this would be a good time to spend a bit of time learning to build the PC and learning something new for me, because I mean I don't study in this field, so in terms of technicalities wise I'm not exactly the most familiar, so that's the first disclaimer right there. And PC building has been something on my mind for the past few years, so at least I finally got the time to embark on it. Alright, so onto the PC build. So for the case, I have the Corsair iQ220T RGB airflow. For the power supply unit, I have the Cooler Master MWE 750 watts fully modular unit. For the motherboard, I have a Gigabyte Aorus X570 Elite Wi-Fi, and that houses the 3rd generation AMD Ryzen 5 3600 chip, which comes stock with a Ray Stealth cooler. On top of that, I have 16 gigs of Corsair Vengeance RGB RAM 3600MHz. For storage, I have 1TB of Seagate FireCuda SSHD and 500 gigs of Samsung 970 EVO M2 NVMe storage. And finally, we have the graphics card. So what I have is the RTX GeForce 2060 Super from PNY. So it's PNY XLR8, or I guess Accelerate, overclocked edition with 8 gigs of DRAM. So after a week of using the PC, I have to say the experience was worlds apart, especially coming from the older laptop that I've been using before, and also because I paired it with a high refresh rate monitor from Acer, which is 144Hz, so the experience is buttery smooth. Now the only complaint I have is the graphics card makes an audible buzzing noise in games that I play, so like Rainbow Six Siege. Now my frames are kept at 144 frames, but the buzzing noise only comes about when it starts to render 3D models, so I'm not sure why that's the case, but it's there. It's not really annoying because the sound in the game kind of drowns out the buzzing noise anyway, but yeah, that's the only complaint I have. Right, but complaints aside, for now I'll be sticking to this build for quite a while. But moving forward with the whole setup, I'll add one more extra monitor just to give myself a bit more screen real estate. And you know, I don't really know what I'll do in future. Maybe if I end up doing some light CPU overclocking, might change up the stock cooler for an AIO cooler maybe, or change a bit of the fan setups right now because I only have 3 intake fans. I don't really have an exhaust fan, but it's not really a problem now, I see. But yeah, maybe we'll see what I'll do in the future. But anyway, thank you for watching and see you around.